2019, and we are ready to bring in the new, but instead of tossing out the old, Orly is going to show us how to transform an old tire into a beautiful Ottoman. And joining us today is a very, very special guest. Please welcome Abby Peterson from Encino, California. Abby, we're so excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
This is the best. I'm so excited. This is so fun. This is going to be a great project. You guys saw I did at the mailbox while we got this amazing letter from Abby. And it's just, we're so excited and so thrilled that you're here. And I'm really happy that we get to really do a project together, an actual DIY.
And I want to remind everybody at home, Abby, you actually had a home and family inspired birthday party. Tell us a little bit about that birthday party.
Well, I love home and family, so I just took a bunch of the segments, like a hobby one, and a crafting one, and a kitchen one, and a fashion one, and I made a party.
It's so cool.
And you did a little gardening too.
And you even had an animal adoption segment.
Yeah.
I mean,
we adopted Beanie Boos.
I can't with the cuteness.
I kind of feel like you just kind of took home and family to the next level.
Yeah.
In my book, I mean, that's the first, Abby. Thank you very much.
And I just
You're pretty amazing.
I have to say that I think that that's so cool. Even just the idea of like putting it out there, what you love. She had a home and family themed birthday party, and now she's on Home and Family.
You see what happens?
Doing a real segment. I just think that's really cool.
Okay, great. Now, obviously, clearly, I've got two DIY experts here with me today. Yeah. Orly, tell us what we're doing. These look fuzzy, they look cozy, and
they're
using
very
an old tire.
We're using old tires. So we're gonna take an old tire and some really fun, all this really great kind of flocati fabric. And I love this fabric. It really transforms anything. I made a chair on the show a couple seasons ago, maybe last year. And it is amazing, look at that. It was like for like a glam table. And it was a plain old chair that we upholstered, and it was such a hit. So I thought, this is our 2019 new and improved. We're gonna take a tire, which, I mean, you know, something old and really transform it. So this is a really fun one.
Starting the year off right, Abby, I need to ask you, have you ever made your own furniture before?
Not that I know of, I have not.
Not that you know of. She's done so much, it's hard to keep clear, but furniture, this is gonna be your first, and I love it. Now, I know you got started a little bit early.
I did,
Should we take a look?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, so you can see there are my materials. I bought about 1.5 yards of the flocati fabric, and then I've got my tire, my wood rounds, and some upholstery foam. So the first thing you want to do is measure your tire, and I realized that the space I needed was about 18 inches, so I got an 18-inch round, 2 of them. Now, you can see I'm drilling in pre-drilling my holes because I'm so close to the edge that if I just went in with a screw, it would crack the wood. So if you pre-drill the holes, it makes it a lot easier. Now, I take the wood round and 3-inch screws, and I'm just starting on opposite sides to anchor it in. So I start top and bottom, then I go left and right, and you do the same thing on the top and the bottom, and that's what attaches our wood rounds to our tire. Here you can see I used my wood round before I drilled it down to actually measure my upholstery foam, and that's how I came up with the right size. Now you want to pull as tight as you can, and you always work in opposites when you're upholstering. So go from, again, the top to the bottom, and then the left to the right, and then kind of like a pizza slice, you work your way in through the middle. Really pull as tight as you can, and that's what's going to ensure that you kind of smush down and round out your upholstery foam. About halfway through, I'd recommend cutting off the big corners of excess because it just lets you kind of see where you need to pull so that you don't end up with these big pleats. The fabric is really forgiving, so just keep pulling and tugging, and that's what it's going to look like. So you can see, Abby, you can see that I already cut some, right? So if you look here, I cut this, but I want to give you, I would love it if you could help me finish off and cut this. So grab these fabric scissors here, and I'm just going to hold this up for you, and you're going to cut. Perfect. Awesome.
Abby, how did Orly do in that pre-tape? Do you think she'd do okay on that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I mean, I'm right here, so if you said no, you know, that would just be the worst thing ever. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's fine.
Great. Okay, obviously now we've got this. Well done, both of you. Now we got to get the legs on there, right?
Yeah, so, okay, Abby, we want to create, basically, we want 4 legs, and we want them opposite. So you and me together, I'll put one here, and you want to put one kind of evenly opposite me. So then I'll do one here and put that one even opposite. So what you want to do with this is you want to get them as far to the edges as possible, because that's what gives much more stability. If they were all centered in the middle and you sat down, you'd be like, whoa. So the furthest out you can go, and that's why it's great how you trimmed that's part of the reason why you want to trim that fur fabric so close to the edge, so you can really get those leg bases in. So now let's go to this one, our little pink guy, and you can see that these have already been screwed in. I just used 1-inch screws to get the little leg brackets in, and now will you screw them in for me?
Go ahead.
So you can see right here, the legs that you buy, they come with a little screw and the bracket that matches it. So when you buy them, they'll come together. So all you have to do is use your power drill to get the screws in and then tighten these. And now Cameron.
Here we go.
Let's pick this bad boy
Let's
up.
make sure it works.
Once you flip it, you want to fluff it because it's really important that all this fur doesn't lay like smush, right? You want it to kind of fluff out. So fluff everything up. And we made ourselves
There
a
it
tire
is.
on.
What do you think? Come
Come have a seat. Tell me if
Come
it's
on, go check
comfortable.
it out. You go check it out. Make sure it works well.
me
Now,
what you
Abby, I got to
think.
mention this. Your mom actually sent us a photo of your room. So let's take a look at that photo right
Oh, I
there.
love
And we
it.
kind of think that this pink tire ottoman, this fluffy ottoman, would look fantastic in your room, don't we, Orly?
I think so too.
What do you think?
I would love so much for you to take
I
this
would
home,
love
especially
this.
because you can take full credit and say you made it.
So it's yours. It's yours
Thank
from Open
you.
Family. You're very, very welcome.
It's so
love this.
fun,
I'm
right?
never
Is this
getting
like
off.
ottoman's sort of a multifunctional, don't you?
They
Like,
are.
How would we kind of finish this off a little better?
Now, another way is, Abby, why don't you pop up for me? Another way is, if you wanted to use this not just to put your feet up, you could almost use it as like a little mini coffee table. You could put a tray and put a few things on that tray, or you could put an awesome gift basket
on
right
top of
there
the ottoman, and
with
you know,
Abby's name all over
this
it.
is also yours, Abby.
DIY starter kit.
Listen.
It has all of our favorites, the things that we love the most, that we use the most, we wanted to put in a basket for you so that you could DIY along with us.
Exactly
every
right.
you.
Continue your DIY and your crafts. You're fantastic. Thank you so much
Stay
for being
here
here.
forever with
Exactly right. And thank you for writing in. Oh my goodness, you're our inspiration.
So
Abby.
good.
You are wonderful. Go to hallmarkchannel.com, everybody, for all the instructions on this DIY